Hi, I thought this might be helpful for some folks. It's just a simple unboxing video of this Bauer from Harbor Freight, half-inch impact. This is the medium duty. If you see, it's 450 foot-pounds of torque, and it is the half-inch shaft. It says it's heavy-duty guaranteed, and I've pre-charged a 3.0 amp per hour battery. So Harbor Freight's really come along in the last few years. I've always been a pretty big fan of Harbor Freight because I don't necessarily do things at a commercial capacity. I just need to do things around the house, and I'm not going to buy myself $1 million worth of tools to fix the truck or do some other things. So anyways, I move that to the side. I've got some pieces here to get out. Looks like a belt clip. These are 20 volt tools, which is pretty strong. At least I assume it's pretty strong. I haven't actually tested the tool, but 20 volt tools compared to my 16 volt tools that I've been using from Ryobi is going to be interesting. Packaging seems pretty adequate. And even has some pieces to it. Foam pieces, that is. Keeping it good for shipping. So it actually feels heavy. Like it doesn't feel as chintzy as I thought it might, because again, since I'm not really doing heavy duty work, I don't mind chintzy. You know, I just kind of take care of it, and if it breaks, I either take it back if it's a short time, or I just buy a new one. I mean, I'm really not doing a lot of work, so this seems ideal. But feeling it, it's probably about maybe 3 to 5 pounds. Significantly heavy. I'm sure I could look on the box and find out how many pounds it actually weighs on the box, but it's just more or less a guide of how it feels. The trigger feels correct. The clicking function feels okay. No complaints about that. I recently bought another tool, a Walmart drill, just to run wire wheel on, and I was really irritated because I had to work with the trigger, the reverse and forward functions, until I got it working right. So this is kind of a one step up from the Walmart drill for sure. Even though the Walmart drill is about $10, I just needed something to run a wire wheel on. Nothing special at all. So give me a minute. I'm going to pause the video here, and I'm going to go ahead and get that 3 amp per hour battery as recommended by the box. It does not come with a battery. Actually used a coupon and saved some money on this, and was able to buy a 20 volt lithium drill and driver kit, and I bought a battery for this impact to go with this impact, and charged it up on that other kit. I might unbox, even though I've opened it, I might unbox that drill. I haven't actually gotten into it. I just opened the charger because I need to use this drill tomorrow to save some time working on brakes. I tore it apart and realized my caliper was sticking, and I put it back together just to keep me going a little bit. And tomorrow I'm planning on replacing the caliper, but it's raining today, so see if this gives me a little bit of help. Since everything's kind of already loose, I think it should have an adequate amount of power to knock it out and not have to break the air tools out and turn the air compressor on and everything else that involves. Running hose through the shop and out to the yard. Truck's a little bit taller than my garage, so I'll probably end up doing it in the yard. Just save some time. I've already got a friend's car in here and the daughter's tracker project, so moving things around is a little bit of a pain. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, hopefully attached to this video is the actual work done. I picked up a few implements from Harbor Freight that will help me work on this piece here. So I have some of the impact tools, the hardened steel that kind of prevents from erosion when you're impacting and having it fly off and cut you in the arm. I've already had similar things like that happen, so I learned the lesson and bought the correct kind of steel implements, and I encourage you to do the same thing. So what I'll do is pause the video, get the battery, stop gabbing a little bit, maybe just see if I can get a sound for it and see what I think about the motor and charge. So putting the battery in, I like this 3 amp-hour battery because it changes the weight dynamic. So if I'm balancing this, if I was just holding this and it was just the motor end, it'd be falling this way. But with the 20 volt 3.8 amp-hour battery, it really evens this out. It makes it feel like it's fairly comfortable, fairly balanced. Not something you'd think a $100 tool like this would be. It's actually pretty good. And I say $100 tools. I believe it's 119, but I used a coupon from one of the flyers and was able to buy this and the battery for about $100. So something else kind of surprising was it sounds correct. I mean, sounds torquey. Nobody ever really uses these LEDs. I mean, I have other tools that I've had the LED on, never used them. I don't know if I'll end up using this or not, depending on the lighting situation, but they just seem gimmicky, putting the LEDs on. See it turns on, stays on for a few seconds, and melts away. But forward, backwards, torquey enough to actually move the drill as it is under power, so I'll show you that again, but I'm just kind of keeping a light hand on it and see the drill's actually moving under its own torque back and forth, which not something you see a lot out of in maybe the 16 volt series that I have. And I'll tell you what, I guess, I'm impressed so far. So hopefully, I get on there and I don't have to spend times tomorrow re-breaking the bolts around the caliper and caliper brackets and stuff. Hopefully I can just throw this on with the impact rated sockets and impact rated wobble that I bought, and it'll knock that off, and we'll see what happens. Give you a little bit better view of how this is. I actually saw a couple commercial people using this type of tool from Harbor Freight and saved me a lot of time. Just being able to get in there, just there's your hand size, so it's not something you're going to really get down into an engine bay to knock out. But a lot of the stuff we're using, brakes and things like that, I think I'll be able to just wrap around the end of the truck and bang bang and get those bolts off. So, well, that's it for now. I'm super happy with it. For the $100, it looks like as long as I have a battery and this area here doesn't break under the torque and tension. These are bits of plastic, and this is kind of rubberized plastic and grip that they have covering the motor shield. But again, I'm not using it real heavy. Take care of it. In another application, I had some of those Chicago welders, and I used them for years in the industry. We weren't welding anything major, but just kind of sticking tool bits together and having them to do a few functions, and they never really broke off. So I've been pretty satisfied even in industrial settings with some Harbor Freight equipment. When pulling out the big Lincoln we have on a cart is just a real mess. Harbor Freight's made me pretty happy being able to carry a little welder out and tack something together and get it on the line and get the line moving again. So definitely see what this Bauer does. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll see if I can answer them. Again, since this is day 1, who knows what day 20 is going to have. Maybe I use it every day. Maybe I don't use it for another 6 months and I hate it. And I'll try to post that in the comments. And if any of you have anything to add to it or bought one and hate it, just let everybody know. No criticism of me. If you don't like the tool, just put it in the comments. Maybe you could like the video, but dislike the tool in the comments. If you really think the video is crap, oh well, can't fix that. But you know what they say about things you can't fix, like stupid. So.